Alright, I'm back. Like I said right before it shut down, I've been DCing like 4 times a night ever since Ravenloft, and it's getting really irritating. And I have to restart my whole computer because when I try to log back in, it just says initializing. It's stuck on initializing, like where I'm trying to log into the client. And so I just have to restart the whole computer. And that whole stuck on the initializing, that started happening after the hotfix. I was DCing before the hotfix, but after the hotfix, it's getting worse. And a lot of times, I'll log back in and I won't have audio. So that's been frustrating too. And I never had disconnect issues before. Like, this is something totally new. So hopefully they're waiting at me. Hopefully they finished the main part of the raid and they're waiting at the waiting to start the end fight. And terribly slow load-ins. You know, when I have to restart, loading back in has just been painfully slow. Just ridiculous. I'm kind of glad that, you know, the live stream captured this. And if there's anybody watching, you know, if you've experienced this issue since Ravenloft and you know of a fix, I'd love to hear about it. Because DCing 4 times a night and then taking 10 minutes to load back into the game, not fun. Modern tech hates us both, huh, Robert? Alright. Yeah, I hear you, Mark. I'll tell you what, though. I'm surprised that it's gone as smooth as it has. I mean, we're seeing a problem right now, obviously, but overall, it's been smoother than previous expansions and smoother than most updates. Hey, guys, I'm so sorry about that. I've been having serious disconnect issues ever since Ravenloft. DC about 4 times a night. Appreciate your patience. Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. Thank you for waiting again. I'm so sorry.
Do you feel disconnected at times?
I always feel disconnected in real life, but in the game I usually feel pretty connected. Alright, let's get some quick buffs. I just threw GH, which is not necessary because it's an environmental effect here, but it's on my buff bar, so I just do it without even thinking. Okay, let's do it. I should have made sure that everybody was there, but looks like we are. Cool. A little hitching there, not too bad. Don't really need anything from this raid anymore, but just do it for fun. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting like some mythic boots. I do wear the boots from this raid. Great job, guys. Good luck on your loots. But part of our selection for doing Mark of Death, Defiler, and RSO as public events is because those can be hard to find good pugs for. And so we thought it'd be nice to do them publicly and have them, you know, be usually pretty smooth events. Anybody get anything? Did we get skunked? Live streamed? Oh, okay. Can you link it? Oh, right, the belted braided beards. I used to wear that on Ginger Spice. It
Crap.
used to be, when this came out, when this loot came out, it was so awesome. And there was so much loot that I wanted, and I couldn't wait to get it all. I changed like half my gear, but most of it's obsolete today. The boots are still the best freedom of movement boots in the game, generally speaking. Okay, guys, riding the storm out is next. Everybody's welcome to stay. Don't forget to turn this one in. And you do have to be at least level 27 to even get into riding the storm out. If you're not 27, you want to switch, that's cool. If you can't stay, that's all good too.
I would like to switch too far.
Cool, just send me a tell. Look at that load screen. That is phenomenal. But this is one of the things that has bummed me out about Ravenloft. There's no loot that I'm like excited about. There's some pieces of loot that I'll get, but there's nothing that I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get that right now. I'm just like, well, I'll get it whenever I get it, incremental changes. Like, there's just nothing exciting to me. And to contrast that with, like, Defiler of the just a single raid and 3 quests to go along with it, there was so much loot that we were all like, oh, we want to run Defiler all the time. It's so awesome, the loot's so awesome. But there's just nothing like that in Ravenloft where I'm like, oh, I want to farm it out right now. In a whole expansion, and that bums me out. That there is an entire expansion worth of loot that I'm just like, like there's some stuff that's kind of cool. you know. But what a contrast between like that and like I said, like Defiler of the Just. I had to switch half my gear around when this raid came out because I wanted so much of the loot. And I'm not having to do that with an entire expansion worth of loot. I'm not having to really have to deal with any gearing headaches. Welcome back. Mark, yeah, I run the Raven raid. I was saying earlier that Strahd is bugged right now, so I ran it once, like the second night or whatever. I'm not dealing with it again until they fix it. I guess the deal is that hey, welcome back. Whenever Strahd like laughs and disappears, he reappears at full health. So you really got to have really high burst DPS to get him down in that 45-second window or 30-second window, whatever it is. And I just don't want to deal with that headache in my guild runs when we're all still trying to learn it. So when they fix that, we're going to start running it as a guild again, and then I'm hoping to incorporate in the teaching raid series pretty early on in 2018. Hey, Second Life, welcome back. We had one person left leave after Defiler, so worked out. Okay, guys, don't forget to twist in energy sheath, the electrical version, and preferably also have a electrical absorption item. I don't need consecration and sacred ground in this raid, so that's what I replace. Energy sheath. Not enough points to upgrade that. The High Lord's being unusually quiet. Yeah, I guess it's just the crew. It's not a particularly talkative crew. Nimvin's not here. Little Mama, Syax. I think Gentis might be embarrassed that I told his flamethrower snow story. He's usually, actually one of our most talkative guildies. Okay, looks like we're all here. Just a reminder again to twist in energy sheath, the electrical. And make sure you're in whatever destiny you want, etc. We're just going to be doing this on normal, guys. So if you need to pause your bravery bonus, go ahead and do so. Rom, you need to work on those hit points, buddy. You're going to have a real hard time staying alive in here with 695 hit points. A real hard time, and I can't even...
I'm just changing to a destiny, yep.
Okay. I'm not trying to pick on you, buddy, but I can't even imagine how you're at level 30 with 695 hit points.
I'm still in a crap destiny.
Yeah, it's still... At level 30, you gotta have more than that. So if you need some help after this, like, I'm happy to, look at your gear or whatever. 1302, that's much better.
Wasn't wearing my belt. With all the
Yeah, not wearing your 22-point con item will make a difference.
Oh, damn, I just noticed.
Alright, go ahead and step in, folks. Don't do the puzzles until we're all in. Don't even bother buffing until we get the puzzles done and stuff. Yeah, it's a good point, Robert. A lot of times when I tell my guys and girls that I'm recording or that I'm streaming, like, they quiet right down. So that's why, like, during the Reaper Life series, I sort of got wise to that quick, and I stopped telling them I was recording because it... I wanted to capture, like, an organic moment where we were just questing together and just doing things the way we would normally do instead of people being conscious of the fact that they were being watched. The people watching the live stream are commenting on how quiet everybody is and how we're not usually this quiet.
Isn't that because you're all frozen to death in North America? Or in the process of?
No, I'm nice and toasty inside. Second Life, you're new to this. Okay, that's perfect. Because that way I can explain it to the people watching the live stream too. Because I'm sure there are people watching the live stream that don't know how this raid works.
You get a close-up of the puzzle for them, either.
Hell yeah. So appreciate everybody's patience while I explain it to our first timer. This is an explain as you go kind of a raid, so explaining it really isn't going to slow us down much. Okay, we're all here. Like I said, don't buff yet. Let's see. Second Life, come over here to this puzzle on the left. This raid will lock once both these puzzles, one on the left and one on the right. Once both of them are done, it will lock. Somebody can go ahead and do the right puzzle, please. So what you do is you just pull the lever, it flashes 3 lights, you repeat that sequence. It can be helpful to remember this grid like the number pad on your phone, and just like say those numbers back to yourself, you know, so that's like 7, 5, 2, 8. 7, 5, 2, 8. And then, so it's going to do 3, then 4, then 5. You get that all right, then it completes the puzzle. That puzzle's done. They're both done. The raid is locked. We all gather in the center for buffs. Once we go through this green shimmery stuff, and I hope that you twisted in electrical energy sheath, and that you have an electrical absorption item as well, because that is absolutely clutch to have good electrical damage mitigation in this raid, even on normal. You will get jacked.
Pretty quickly, too.
I'm going to be switching to my... I already have it equipped. So this is my green steel vacuum, which I configured especially for this raid to have 2 tiers of electrical absorption, 30% and 35%, and I have energy sheath on top of that. And if I need to, I can even equip my 33% old school crafted goggles. Okay, energy sheath on, let's do it. Our good cleric Rom, who now has hit points, is going to turn all the trash for us, so everybody can just go for the king. But do pull the king back a little bit.
That new content gave me another +4 to turning.
Awesome, dude. So we're just going for the king.
Back in my day, you didn't have turning.
Back in my day. If you didn't have a turning cleric to kill all the trash, then you would have to separate out the trash from the king, because it just like heals each other if they're together and they're unkillable. But Rom will be turning all of the trash for us, except
Nothing outside, is there?
you can't go outside yet, except for the priests, which are red named. By the way,
These inside guys take a while before
Second Life, you look at your map, you can see, like, this is the whole raid. Like, the map shows the whole raid right now. There's an arena in the middle, there's a group of ruins around the outside. And if you look up, you'll see the dragon there in a stormy thing, and what we got to do now is 3 more sets of puzzles. And these puzzles have to be done within a minute of, like, within the pair itself. Not all 6 have to be done within a minute, but each pair has to be done within a minute of itself. So if you're not doing puzzles, please kill the priests. The priests are red named and can't be turned. And Rom, please make the rounds and turn all the other trash. Once we get all these puzzles done, some air jets will appear that'll take us up to the platform to do the first dragon fight. And if you notice, there's a wind environmental effect. When you jump, it'll push you to the south. So you really need to get in the habit of not jumping in this raid, as awkward as that may be. Because there are going to be some places like you could jump and you could get blown into like a ravine, and other places you don't want to be that are kind of a pain to get out of. Also look above the puzzles and you'll notice there's swirling ruins, or swirling runes. There's like light blue runes, and then once the puzzle's complete, there's a big circle of yellow runes. Both of those sets of runes, the dragon will do. Go ahead and ride the air jet up. You have to compensate for the southern wind. And when the dragon does the light blue runes, it means that she's going to drop these circles on the ground. And you need to stay out of those circles because you'll take electrical damage. And then when she does the big yellow runes, and this is clutch, you've got to collapse on the dragon. Because she could do like this AoE electrical storm. And if you get under her, you'll be safe from it. On normal, doesn't do much damage. But, well, I got blown way the hell out. Holy crap. Oh, I got that bug, guys. Where I just keep floating. Shit.
Now we got it on video.
This is bullshit. This is the only time I've ever had this bug, and it's happening while I'm live streaming. Unfucking believable. I cannot believe this. I DC during the live stream. This stupid ass bug is happening. So there's this. So there's this bug, as you can see. I just keep floating up and up and up and up, and we're gonna have to restart, guys. I mean, we're at the beginning of the raid. I can't, like I said, I'm live streaming, and we get the whole raid in front of us. But this bug, I've heard about it. I've seen my guildies have it. It never happened to me. You just float up forever. So I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna have to restart.
I'll throw a D-door up.
D-door's up.
I mean, it's a cool view and all, but there's no way to like get down from it. Melissa /stuck, which I probably should have tried on the live stream just to demonstrate it. Just see how I'm floating again. You just would go back to the down, and you'd start floating again. I'm freaking floating in the marketplace right now. Like, this is so stupid. Everything is going wrong with this live stream. Look at this garbage.
I can't get out.
I can't move.
I'll get interrupted. Jump down underneath the platform. Yeah, I'm directly in the center.
Holy crap. This shit's ridiculous. Look at this, guys. This is actually kind of a cool moment to capture on the live stream. Let's see where the hell I can go. How far outside of the boundaries? I'm fucking floating in the marketplace outside of the boundaries right now, guys. This shit's crazy.
Hey, I can see my house from here.
I'm gonna try slash deafen.
No, it's crucial. Is your ghost floating now?
I'm on a load screen. I'm forever load screens. Yep. Look at that. As soon as I get on the airship, I'm floating.
Oh, fuck. You might have to reload.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to relog, guys. Fucking sorry.
Shit happens.
I'm gonna have to post. I'm gonna have to make sure that the devs see this, because I'm not sure there's a lot of video evidence of this bug happening.
Strat's revenge.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, relogging worked.
Nice.
If perchance you forgot the twisted energy sheet the first time, let me remind you to do that now.
I think right after I put the detour up, my sheath disappeared, and that's when I got nailed with the breath weapon from Valve.
You know, that's why I use a double absorption item in addition to energy sheath, and then I have a third absorption item that I can equip if things get out of hand.
I absorbed the first 2,100 points of damage. There's the final 800 hit that got me.
Alright, it's reset, guys. Go ahead and step in. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure the devs get a hold of that video.
They should really just make it a flying effect, like the Reaper gives in John Hole over at Raidfest.
Yeah, they need to do something. Alright, we are back in, just missing Thaddeus and Sabathal.
Just running towards the bank right now.
And Second Life, you know, the more people that know how to do these puzzles, the better, because there's like 20 of them in this raid. And if you don't get people that are like on these puzzles, then it's just you're standing around waiting for people to do the puzzles, and that sucks. So you really, really need, you know, people that just jump on them and not waste everybody's time.
Sure, yeah.
So if you want, once our last person gets in, you can do the right puzzle and I'll do the left one. Or if there's somebody else who wants to do the left one for practice, go for it. In fact, go ahead and start now, because as long as they're not both done, then it's fine. Okay, everybody's in, so you can just go ahead and do them. Yeah, Robert, there's 20 of these puzzles. They're really easy puzzles, and if as long as just people are just doing them, then it's no big deal. It's not like one person has to do 20, and you don't have to sit there and wait for 20 puzzles to get done. Like, what we do is we move around the raid and like leave one person behind to do the puzzle, and everybody else keeps moving. So it's not slowing things down. And it's not like Abbott Goggles, for example, where you have to sit there and wait for them to get done with that, for example. Good job, dude. And if you get it wrong, you know, it just resets and you just pull the lever again. There's no consequence for getting it wrong. Your friends might point and laugh at you, but we won't do that here.
Maybe you.
Wah, wah. You know, everybody in the live stream is watching you now, Avada. All 9 people who are watching my live stream. Just saw that. That's 9 people from around the world.
You must now give us
man,
5 axis.
I never got the feedback on that first number. That was pretty friendly.
Sun was in your eye?
No, I clicked on it and it didn't light. And I clicked on it again. It's wrong.
Avada here is raided with us enough that we can start harassing him a little bit. It's what we like to do for fun. It's all in good fun. We're not really trying to make anybody feel bad. We just like to yank people's chains a little bit.
Ooh, yay me.
Alright, let's get some buffs and do this again.
Sure you get some sheath on.
Yep, sheath check. And let's do it. By the way, folks, after this, we're doing a guild run of R5 Tempest Spine and Von 5 at level 10. So if anybody has a tune that's flagged for Von 5, wants to do Tempest Spine around level 8, 9, or 10, you're welcome to join us. That goes for anybody watching the live stream too if you're on Sarlona. So, Second Life, there are 3 things that are absolutely clutch in this raid that you gotta do. If you can get your group to do these 3 things, then you're probably gonna be okay. One is to have good electrical damage mitigation, so that's something you gotta do before the raid even starts. The second thing is to collapse on the yellow runes. When you're up there fighting the dragon, she does the yellow runes, you gotta collapse on her. If your group isn't doing that, they're gonna take a bunch of damage, they're going to build up a bunch of stacks of electrical vulnerability, and then you're going to have a lot of attrition. So that's 2. The third thing is you're going to get these stacks of electrical vulnerability in your buff bar called Storm Magic, and they can stack up to 20 times. That gets above 10, those lightning strikes start really hurting. It gets to 20, you're probably going to be dead the next time you get struck by lightning. You can clear those out by running over these runes that are all around the outside of the zone. Not here in the arena, but once we get out of the arena, you'll see them and I'll point them out. But you gotta constantly clear your stacks of vulnerability as you're running through the raid. So, electrical damage mitigation, collapse on yellow, clear your stacks. You get your groups to do that, you can be alright. 2, 3, 4. That was a hard one to remember. 2, 6, 4, 2. That would be 8, 9, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 8, 9, 6. So if you're not a very visual person, you just remember it like your phone. Or if you don't have a phone, you can remember it like the number pad on your computer, which is kind of upside down from a phone. Looks like we got a priest in the north. If you're not doing puzzles, help out with that. Let's see if we can get him a little bit away from the puzzle. Also help yourself to the 2 collectibles that are underneath the main platform. There is a death timer here, even on normal. It's about 30 seconds. Sheath check. Alright, take the air jets up. Stash, you want to tank it? Okay, cool. I get to be lazy and just stick it on auto attack. Some people have a hard time targeting the dragon. Like my tab button won't do it. I have to like manually click on the dragon. So if you're experiencing that, they acknowledged that it was a problem back in the beginning, but they said they fixed it. But some people, like myself, still have that issue.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Same here.
If you're not tanking the dragon, it's best to be behind her because she shoots one of her electrical attacks in a 370-degree arc. So, but if you can survive it, then it's no big deal. She's got a few special attacks, like I said. She's gonna drop circles when she does the light blue runes. You got a collapse on her when she does the yellow, which is the signal that the electrical storm attack is coming, and then she summons trash. Casters and range tunes on trash, please. Rom, you're elemental, right? You can turn those, right?
Just did.
Nice. So Rom here is, what are you, fire domain?
Yeah, fire, though I'm actually going to do a cleric with the water domain to try it out with one of these.
A little lag there. So he's fire domain cleric, so he can turn elementals, which is sweet. So he can turn like everything in this raid except the priest and the dragon. Can you have an evil sentient weapon? Sentient weapons don't have an alignment. Okay, there's no... This is my sentient weapon, which I'm not going to use long term. It's just... This is like the one they gave me at the start.
Somebody close this.
Yellow collapse.
They would have some.
But there is like... There's different sentient jewels. Like I have the hopeful one, and it sounds like... Vanellope von Schweetz from Wreck-It Ralph, which is kind of funny. But then there's like a greedy one or something, you know, so I would imagine like the greedy one or there's like a furious one or something. I would imagine they're a little more evil sounding. But like I said, they don't have alignments per se. Okay, that was the first dragon beatdown. She's taken her smoke break. We can jump down and go to the east. Remember I said that the third thing that was clutch is you gotta clear your stacks of vulnerability, and you do that by running over the runes that are around the outside of the zone. So there's one right out here on the outside. You just run over it, it clears your stacks. Whenever you see those runes, just run over it. If there's already somebody on it, it won't clear your stack, so make sure that you actually get the clear. Everybody should be going to the southeast now. Rom will clear the trash. Don't worry about the priests, they won't eat much. They can generally be ignored. And what we're doing now is we're going around, starting in the southeast corner, opening up puzzles and doing those puzzles, and we're going to work in a big counterclockwise circle. So the way that you open the puzzles is stand on that second life and look up. You'll see there's 3 runes on that pillar. When you get struck by lightning, the runes will light up. When all 3 are lit up, the puzzle to your right will open, and then you can take off. And it looks like Jin Sickle's going to do that puzzle. Thank you, Jintis. Okay, it's open. Jintis can stay here, do the puzzle. Everybody else can continue north. And thank you, Skady, for doing that one. Everybody else just keep moving north. Ignore the priest. He won't follow us. And Rom can turn that other guy. Thank you, Thaddeus, for doing that one. Everybody else continue north. Thank you, Treadway, for doing that one. Everybody else continue north. Don't worry about the trash. If you didn't have a cleric to turn the trash, you'd have probably spend, you know, an extra 10 minutes dealing with that. Stash, thank you for doing this one. Everybody else continue north across the bridge, across the ravine. Need somebody on this puzzle across the bridge. Not you, Ram. I want you to turn stuff. Thank you, Thaddeus. Everybody else should be heading to the north central now. We're going here. Don't forget to clear your stacks and turn on your energy sheaths. On normal, the shrine that's in the northeast, northeast corner is reusable every 15 minutes. So it's kind of cool if you have a problem group and you need to sort of reset. Everybody can get their mana back and stuff. So the constant lightning strikes in here, Second Life, make somebody needs to be on this puzzle, please. Don't worry about the trash. Everybody else can just go over the back wall. It kind of adds a sense of like stress and a false sense of urgency. There really is no sense of urgency in this raid. You have all the time in the world. And as long as you have good electrical damage mitigation, then the lightning strikes are not an issue. And as long as you clear your stacks, etc., that stuff can generally be ignored, at least on normal. And on hard as well. I've never done it on elite. So I'm standing here, waiting to get struck by lightning 3 times to light these 3 runes. That will open up the gate here. Every puzzle has a pillar rune pillar near it that opens it up. Okay, need somebody on this puzzle, please. Thank you, Treadway. Everybody else head to the northwest corner. Please go down the ramp and up the chute. We always have people that run by this one, and we never have enough people that are up there doing puzzles and stuff. Down the ramp, up the chute. You too, Rom, want you to clear to turn this stuff.
Alright, if you just stay on the rune, nobody else can use it.
Yeah, don't hang out on the rune unless it's one that opens up one of the puzzles. Thank you, Rom. You can start heading south and start clearing stuff out. We got 2 people on this puzzle. The trash is cleared. Everybody else can go back down and start heading south down the west side. So here we are now. We're going to go south down the west side. There's a puzzle there, and a couple puzzles up here. You notice in the upper right hand corner in the quest box, ignore the trash, unless your name's Rom, that it says reset all control point pairs 3 left. Those are the puzzles that we're doing. Thank you, Stash, for doing that puzzle. Ivada, I want to be your hero. I see you. I'm coming to get you.
No, I gotta drop. I'm releasing and unlocking. Sorry.
Oh, you got to take off? No problem, buddy. I understand. Rom, I got your stone. Rom is one of probably our most casual player in the guild. And I think he might be our oldest guildie as well. He plays a lot. His play schedule isn't casual, but his skill level and like game knowledge is definitely casual. I caught that on the live stream, Treadway. I just want you to know that everybody is laughing at you right now.
Yeah, that's me.
This part here is a little noob trap. It's like a snaky dead end. So people they come across this bridge and they sort of instinctively want to go straight, and then, you know, they get down to the end of that windy thing and they got 20 stacks of vulnerability, and then they can't make it out and they die. But you just want to come across here. When you get across that bridge, everybody should be heading to the southeast or southwest corner now.
Thank you.
Sheath check. See how that trash just regenerated because it was next to each other? We almost had that one dead and then it regenerated, but just take the airstream out, guys. Rom, if you have any turns left, you can take care of them. If not, don't worry about it. Okay, we're done with the puzzles. Everybody D-door back to the start. Everybody D-door. Holy crap.
Here we go, Ron, D-door.
What a joke. Hitching so bad. We're gonna go right back in. We're all gonna meet up at the shrine. So straight into the arena, then make a right turn, go out to the east, then turn north. Do you have any turns left, Rom?
Down to my last 17.
Down to your last 17. Okay, just drag any trash with you to the shrine. Rom will turn it when he gets there. I got 20 stacks of vulnerability right now. Watch them go away when I go over this rune. Boom. Let's go ahead and kill this priest, guys, because he probably will follow us to the shrine and he can't be turned. Notice that the wind effect has stopped since we disabled the storm machine or whatever. Alright, up to the shrine. And let's get everybody shrined up. Don't buff here, though. What we're going to do is once everybody shrines, we're going to D-door back to the start and just buff at the beginning. Thank you, Rom. Any questions so far, Second Life?
No, like I said, I'd seen your video before this.
Okay, cool.
So we're just basically following what you said to do in the video.
Outstanding. Everybody take the D-door. Gather in the center by the skeleton for buffs. Okay, let's get some buffs. Energy sheath. Let's do it. We're going to go right back in, up the air jets, and it's going to be the final dragon beatdown. She's back at full health. We just need to beat her down to 0. Her special moves are exactly the same as before. There aren't any special tricks up her sleeve this time beyond what she had in the beginning. If anybody watching the live stream has questions about how this raid works, I'm happy to explain anything that you're confused about. Also, for you viewers that are wondering what the next video is going to be, because I haven't posted one in 2 days, it's sealed in amber. It's my Ravenloft first look video, and it's 100. Like, it took me 102 minutes to do that solo, trying to figure out where to go and stuff. And so it's just a monster file that's taken me forever to watch it and edit it. And that's her tell that trash is coming up. She sort of pauses, and little runes come out of her mouth, and you hear the water dripping sound. So anyways, my first look sealed in amber, which is going to take forever. Just me running around trying to figure out what door to open. But you know what? You only get... There's only one time is that first time, right? The first time you do a quest, your first reaction, your first experience, and that's what the first look series is meant to capture, however shitty or fun that may be. Sealed in Amber is a beautiful quest. I was just really irritated with sort of the layout, but I've learned since then that there are ways to do that quest extremely fast. And I've heard horror stories of like people spending like 3 hours in there trying to figure it out, you know, in the beginning. It was such a good looking quest. Yellow and circles collapse. So this is where I get lazy. Like, I'm not the healer, I'm not the tank. So I just stick an auto attack focus blast and just sit here and let the blast do its thing. I probably should be throwing a few bursts while I'm in there, because the bursts will stack up Empyrean magic, but the blasts don't. So it's, you know, I need to work up to that extra 10% crit chance and extra spell power. Trash. Yellow collapse. Okay, my Empyrean magic is stacked up, so I'm gonna back out and be lazy again. Yellow and circles collapse. So there's something about this raid that I only recently learned, because you can get stacks of vulnerability up here, and I didn't know how to clear it out. And you know, it was like, thought it was good getting under the dragon, and that didn't seem to be consistent. But you have to get under the dragon and stay under the dragon until it times out. Until that, see, you can see there's a timer. It's counting down like 27 seconds. You have to get under the dragon and actually stay under her until that disappears. So it's not just getting under her and it's gone. Like, it's not like the rune where you just go over it and it's gone. You actually have to stay under her to clear the stacks. Randy LaRose, I hope to post one of those videos, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I have so many videos in the queue right now. Like, I've got the entire, on my end, the Asmar project is done. I'm actually already moved on to Half Elf. So I've got all these videos that I need to, you know, edit and get up, and then I've got all the rest of my collapse and circles. All the rest of my Ravenloft. I think there's 6 more Ravenloft first look videos, 5 or 6. So I need to get all those up. Okay, it's time to get serious. We're getting some attrition. Just say when. So here's another thing I like about, you know, I love playing healers. And I like that on Voodoo, that if you have an emergency, I can help heal a little bit with Cocoon and Renewal. So this is such an emergency.
Ready? Anyways. Thank you.
sheath check. But Voodoo, you know, if you're not familiar with, you know, this tune and Yellow Collapse, this is like a tanky warlock, not a max DPS kind of a build. I don't have Rune and Greater Rune, and I'm not a DC caster. Like, I just generally just do burst DPS. I'm just doing ranged right now because I'm lazy and I'm not tanking. But you know, high survivability and made to, you know, like grab aggro and just burst it and hold the aggro while and then the burst helped to chew things down while the party's beating things down. And that's how I like to play. You know, it's not a popular way to play. You know, the warlocks builds that are more popular are the Soul Eater and Tainted Scholar mixes, where they're doing you know, high DC casting and cone shape blast, and that's great. You know, that's awesome. You know, those are really, really powerful. But this, like I said, this fits my play style, how I like to play. And Yellow Collapse and Trash. Great job, guys. Let's let our new friend do the honors on the chest. Second Life, you can open the chest. Congrats on your first RSO.
Sweet, yeah, I'm just getting back up top there. There I go. Let me just lie here for a second.
Yeah, take a break.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Good luck in it.
1250 Korkaza runes buys raid loot from the quest giver. We get anything? As your guard, those are nice.
I pulled the insignia. Yeah, those are nice.
Whoever pulled it as your guard, can you link him so I can show him on the live stream, please? Thank you. Is this the... So lesser displacement boots, which is really cool. Riposte 8. I would be wearing these on Ginger Spice if she was back at Cap. But she's on the racial TR train right now. So, real nice. Nice boots. Well, that's it for our public raid event tonight, folks. If you hit, like I said, if you have a level 8 to 10 tune, we'll be doing R5, Tempest Spine, and Von 5. Probably in about 10 minutes. I'm just going to take a short break and stuff. Don't forget to turn this in.
Yeah, thanks for the run.
Have a great night. Hell yeah, man. I'm going to shut down the live stream now, guys. So thanks for joining this
Thanks,
impromptu
everybody. Take
live
care.
stream. Look for Sealed in Ember as my next video. If I get lazy, it might be the next episode of the Asmar Project. In the event, I'll have one probably up tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Have a great night, guys.
Yeah, if he's going to use it, go ahead. I was just going to put it in my